Betty Blue, I hope you can hear me and see me. Elaine, I gotta put my glasses on because the damn font is so small. All right. Yes. Hello, Elaine Daniels. Yes. Well, that's two. We have 10, 11, 12. Karen Gillette. Hello again. I hope that everybody can hear me and see me. Molly, good evening, love. How are you doing, Molly? Hello, Lex. Rebecca Lyford, Heather Campbell. Hello, Sandy D, Kelly P. Good evening. Tammy, Carol. I hope y'all can see me and hear me well. I just stopped the other stream and I dumped restream and I started over. This I'm streaming directly on YouTube directly and YouTube only. I don't know how to display the questions on the screen, but I'm going to try. Jay Sizer, good evening. No, it will not share screen. Nice. Hello there. I don't have access to this feature. Why do I not have access to the feature of share screen? I don't know. Oh well. Purple, good evening. Welcome again. The only thing I can do now is read the question to you and then read you the answer, the possible answers. Because it will not allow. It says I do not have access to this feature, the share screen. How can I not have access to it? Right before you cut off, I heard your chair rolling. Are you on a cord? No. No, there's no cords behind me. Here's the chair. There's the floor. There are no cords that run on the floor in this studio at all. Everything goes along the top of the walls. Power cords, Ethernet cables, everything. I might have pushed the chair back and hit the carpet, the area rug behind me. Did the last one right? Well, we were on question 6, which was the Cato Street conspiracy. Did it involve a scam in which a racehorse was switched by painting another horse black? The answer is false. That was actually the attempted bombing and to kill the prime minister, and that was in 1820. Are we live again? I'm getting confused. By the way, is it easily done? No. I mean, well, I stopped the other stream completely and I started this. I'm streaming directly only to YouTube. I use Restream as a middleman, so I can actually share things on the screen, but I can't share the questions on the screen now because it says that I don't have access to it. So the issue is either with YouTube directly or it's with Restream, my software. What was the answer to number 5? I'm going to move over to the other monitor. Number 5, Robert Hansen. It was C as in cat. Robert Hansen burned down a school bus barn with a 16-year-old that he basically forced him to do it with him. Burned the bus barn to the ground. Skip the middleman, Will. Right card. Good evening. And yes, I'm skipping the middleman, but I can't display the actual questions on the screen. It won't allow me to. I wish I could screen capture this and show this to everybody. On the audio, it says I can't adjust the audio. And when I click on the camera to share screen and screen features, it says you don't have access to this feature. When I click on manage the actual stream, it says on that all the options except for end live, I have no options at all. Everything is grayed. It won't let me click on anything. So I'm thinking the actual issue is with YouTube itself and not me or my software. I don't know. Does it say you are a robot? Not yet. I haven't had to do recapture yet. I hate that stupid thing. Most of the time when I click on it, says click on street signs. There's no street signs, so then I have to do another one. Then it says click on bicycles. I click on all the bicycles, and then it says click on sailboats, and there's no sailboat. It's like a picture of a street. It's old school. You ready for the question? Yep. All right, so we're on to question number 7. I have to read the question to you, which this one is going to make absolutely no sense if you can't see the picture. This is really question 7. It says, look into my eyes, cement shoes. Now tell me the word, tell me and tell the world, what is my middle name? It's a question about Richard Kolinsky, the Iceman, which Cement Shoes would definitely know the answer to if he was here. Is it Richard Lee Kolinsky? B, Richard James Kolinsky? C, Richard Kolinsky? Or D, Richard Leonard Kolinsky? A, B, C, or D? Woot. Did you check your automobile warranty? That's it, Rocky Road. I forgot. You know, and I got that call earlier today about my extended warranty. I knew I should have answered that call. I don't know about you guys, but I get probably 10 or 15 of those calls a week, along with I get the scam call that I've illegally shared my Apple operating system software with someone else. If I don't get that, I get we have a warrant for your arrest. And I'm like, oh, really? You do? Okay. Well, since I'll be at the county jail here in about half an hour, why don't you just come and get me? I'll be outside of courtroom C. And then they always hang up. So remember that. If you get that call that says that they have a warrant for your arrest because you illegally shared some kind of software or whatever, you just say, I'll be at the courthouse in 20 minutes. I'll be outside of, just pick a letter of the alphabet, courtroom D or H or whatever. You can meet me right there. I'll be sitting on the bench outside the courtroom. I was told my SS had been stopped. Yeah, I've been there, seen that. I mean, if there's a scam out there, I probably have, gotten an email or a phone call about it. All right, question 7. The correct answer is D as in dog. Richard Leonard Kolinsky, the Iceman. If Cement Shoes were here, he would tell every one of us what the answer was. He probably knows more about Richard Kolinsky than any of us. Kind of scary in a way. I get the officers are on their way to your home message. I get the one with the FBI. The FBI, has got a warrant for my arrest, and I'm like, oh, okay, tell me more. I figure if I have them on the line, they can't be bothering somebody else, or at least that person. My dad is 82. I'd love to fix it with those callers. One day, his young bro took the phone and asked the guy, "Do you guys still go?" I don't know why that was hidden. I don't see anything wrong with that message. I think maybe it's because the FXXK. I think, but that's funny. I had the IRS woman call me with a baby crying in the background. She had a hard time speaking English. Yeah, about your student loan. My wife gets those about her student loan. The worst part is, side the point, is I'm on the no call list. Doesn't matter. The no call list, I think, is just a number, a list of numbers that they just pass around anyways. I'm convinced of it because the moment we put ourselves on the no call list, we just got more. They just keep on coming. But now on my cell phone, it actually says scam call or like scam likely. So I don't even bother to answer them, and then they just fill up my inbox until it's full, and then it tells them that the inbox is full. All right, question 8. What was Robert Del Savo's favorite meal in prison? Was it A, fried chicken, B, pasta, any kind of pasta dish, C, cookies mixed with gravy, or D, mushrooms and gravy on top of mashed potatoes? What was Robert Del Savo's favorite meal in prison? Fried chicken, pasta, cookies and gravy, or mushrooms and mashed potatoes? True story. I had the repeat calls. I wrote down the number, not next time they call. I said FBI, state your case. Click. That happens 4 times. Next time I answered, the same man said, "Has anybody ever gotten a call from themselves?" I've gotten those as well. So the caller ID on my phone says that I'm calling myself. Colleen's going with fried chicken, pasta. Oh, I definitely ignore myself. I get those every once in a while. Calls from, it actually says that it's me calling me. I'm like, oh, okay. Or I'll be, in the same room with my wife, and she'll get a call that says it's from me. It's got my name, but it does, where that it should have my picture. It's just like a letter, some random letter, but it's not me. And I'm like, my phone's sitting on the table. Get that a lot more than just me calling myself. What was Robert Del Savo's favorite meal in prison? Fried chicken, pasta, cookies mixed with gravy, or mushrooms and gravy on top of mashed potatoes? Jennifer Hill, good evening. I've gotten calls from the IRS. Yeah. Josh Josh Duggar. Yeah, his favorite meal in prison. Just popped in to hit the button and send a hi to all. Hi, Sarah. I hope you're having a great night. You're like, bring it on, Will. Bring it on. What was Robert Del Savo's favorite meal in prison? The correct answer to question 8 is D as in dog. His favorite meal was mushrooms and gravy on top of mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes and gravy with mushrooms. They must have had better meals back then because they certainly don't serve something like that now in any prison I know of. Question 9. In the UK and Ireland, they have what's called a victim surcharge for killing another person. How much is it? Is it A, $10, and then it's got the symbol, for a pound or whatever the hell it is per person? B, $15 per person. C, $25 per person. Or D, $150 per person. And let me read the question again. In the UK and in Ireland, they have what's called a victim surcharge for killing another person. How much is it? And the picture that's shown is the West, Rosemary and West and her husband. I think that's him. I'm not sure. Kind of grainy with the background. Ketinona, good evening. Fred, well, I think it's Fred, but I'm not sure. The two of them. Well, I mean, I wish I could show you guys, but I could just turn the camera at the other monitor. Might just do that. Well, or would it be backwards to everybody if I was just showing it to the camera? And look at that. So there's absolutely nothing in your message, Skedinona, that needs to be reviewed. You see that though? That all it is praying hands, a heart, and a face. Why is this has got to be YouTube that's having an issue? Duggard, if I know. Fred and Rose West. The house on 25 Cromwell was there before demolishing. Yeah, it's now a walking path with trees. Inner Peas, good evening. Welcome to Crime Trivia. I'm still here. I just gotta, if I turn the camera and face the monitor, I have post-it notes and stuff that are like all over the bottom of the screen that have my passwords on them. I think I'm gonna take those down. Yeah, this may not be the best of ideas, but at least you guys can see the actual question. Yeah, it's going to be backwards. See, if I show the monitor, it shows the question backwards. But I think that's Fred, right? And it looks like Fred. Oh well. Rocky Road looks fine. Will all the words weren't backwards, flipped backwards? We see it right. Maybe it just displays it flipped to me. Because right now, see this is my ugly face. That chair you see right here, this purple chair, is on that side of me, and that chair is on that side. It's flipped the image right now on the screen. Everything is the opposite side of where it is. It wasn't backwards. Okay. Y'all win. Yeah. It's not exactly straight. All right, where am I off bounds? Hopefully the glare is not too much. But then nobody gets to see my ugly face. Well, at least you get to see the question and the pictures, because some of these you definitely have got to see the picture for it to go along with it. But on this monitor, you're going to see this come down, and you're going to see this pop up over here in the corner, lower left corner, or it should be your left corner. Oh, thank you. All right, so the correct answer for question 9 is B. B as in boy. A $15 fee for a victim surcharge. $15. Question 10. What was Lucky Luciano best known for? Was it A, art theft, B, bribery, C, selling stolen goods, or D, organized crime? Rupo! Hey, hi, Patty. And Rupo, Shady MI5, good evening. I'm having technical problems, so I'm doing this. You're looking at a monitor. That is Lucky Luciano. I'm trying my best to try to find a way to actually make this somewhat enjoyable. Don't know how else to fix it. So we're trying this. Elaine Ann, good evening. Hi all. What was Lucky Luciano best known for? We enjoy just being here in the chat. Well, you just added a bonus. Oh, thank you. Liz Jane, good evening, Liz Jane. I'm sorry if I didn't say hello earlier. Amy Farrell, good evening as well. Joanne Kelly, I'm sorry if I missed anybody earlier. Patty L. Rackart, smoke them if you got them. 19 likes, 32 watching. What was good old Lucky Luciano best known for? Samantha McDonald, Rackart, smoke them if you got them. Actually, like this way. Just saying. You didn't say hi to me. Happy Gnosis. Oh, I'm sorry, sweetheart. I thought I did. I'm truly sorry about that. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining us tonight. Patty L. Dutyron sent me to your channel. Well, thank you. And thank you to Mr. Dutyron. If y'all haven't checked out Dutyron's channel, you need to. And Rupal, see there it popped up again. It's hidden your message where all you said was inner P's and then showing three round orbs. Why is that have to be held in review? I have no idea why it's doing this. Hurry up and wait. Deuteron is an ace. Yes, he is. All right, question 10. What is Lucky Luciano best known for? It was organized crime. Question 11. Which one of these crimes did Ted Bundy never do? Now, obviously, I moved it over so you can't see the E, but on these, which one of these crimes did Ted Bundy never do? A DUI, B, murder, C, rape, or D, fraud by checks? Shady MI5 says B. He never murdered anybody. Which one of these did Ted Bundy never do? E. There we go, Interpeas. Kill a mountain lion. He never killed a mountain lion that we know of. I'm guessing because he drank for Dutch courage. I guess I'm stupid. No, I never said that. We know he raped DUI. He would have been picked up. Thank you to whichever moderator clicked on that for me. I don't know why it's snagging some of these up as held in review. I don't think he drank alcohol. Which one of these crimes did Ted Bundy never do? He got picked up and busted for busted taillight. Yeah. Ted Bundy was one strange cat. One strange cat. Look at that face. Would you get in a car with that man? Those eyes, they're just so dead looking. It's like they're staring right through you. Kind of creepy. Oh hell, Lord no. Hell no. But you got to think about the circumstances. In the 1970s, he was a sharp dressed man, tall, handsome, well put together. He didn't look out of place. But that was his stick, though. You know, he convinced the people to do what he wanted them to do because he was a smooth talker, and he never looked like he was anyone to be scared of. I mean, you'd be scared of the long-haired, hippie freak who stepped out of the, behind the bushes. But if this man approached you in the, in the daylight and asked you if you could help him to his car and carry his books because he's got a broken arm, you might actually fall for that. I know a lot of us would think, nah, I wouldn't help him, but well, it was good. He was good enough at it at one point. Fred and Rosemary lured young girls from bus stops. Who? Fred and Rosemary are two sick puppies. All right, which one of these did Ted Bundy never do? The correct answer is A, as in apple, DUI. He never drank and drove his car. He actually said in an interview with the same pastor who was doing the background on porn addiction, he said that he never would drink and mix it in a social situation. If he was going to drink, he stayed in one place. But he did drink. He just said he never would drink and drive. All right, question 12. Serial killer Patrick Kearney was a cross-dresser. What was the one item he wouldn't wear and described as gross feeling on my skin? Was it A, bra, B, underpants, C, stockings, or D, a garter belt? Serial killer Patrick Kearney was a cross-dresser. What was the one item he wouldn't wear and described as gross feeling on his skin? And I'm aware that this one says question. This is the question 12, and down here it says 13. This is slide number 13, question 12. And there's my hand. I think that should be, yeah, stockings, not stalking, as in stalking. It's stalking as in stalking someone. Yeah, I just saw that myself a little bit before you said something. But hey, at least garter belt is spelled wrong. It's not garden. Snort coffee everywhere. Never wore one, but D sounds like it would be yucky. I think the last time my wife wore one, Janice, was our a wedding. I think it was the last time she wore one. No, the arrow points to the next question. Well, that's true. It does, Rocky Road Lady. It does. Where the little hand is, right here on the bottom corner. But I was talking about this. So don't look at that as the question number. That's up here. Some of them didn't make it in bold where it says question 12, where I don't know, you can see the cursor moving around there. Ooh. He's got one ear wonky. Yeah, I didn't notice that before. Yeah, I guess his maybe his left ear sticks out a little bit more than his right ear. I never noticed that before. Good eye. Personally, I'm opposed to A, C, and D. LO. LO. A, C, and D. How are his glasses sitting so straight? I don't know. Don't have an answer for that one. All right, question number 12. The correct answer is D, as in dog. Garter belt. He said it felt gross against his skin. All right, question 13. When not killing people, what did Albert Fish do to relax and think about who might be next? Was it A, knitting, B, crossword word puzzles, C, hunting, gotta kill something, or D, fishing? Thank you. Greatest pleasure in life is peeing the bra off at the end of the day. When not killing people, what did Albert Fish do to relax and to think about who might be next? Joanne Kelly, I'm guessing on this one. I hope it wasn't knitting. Miss McMasshole says D, but I'm saying knitting because it's relaxing. Ears are just useful for holding up glasses. Well, for a lot of people, they don't. They should listen a lot more. Jesus, he was a sicko. Oh yeah, he was, Tammy. E watching true crime on YouTube. That's a good one. watching you watching 411 now. That's how he relaxed. He relaxed and thought about who he's going to kill next after watching 411 now. What did Albert Fish do to relax and to think about who might be next? Question 13. The correct answer, ladies and gentlemen, is B as in boy. Crosswords and word puzzles is what Albert Fish did for relaxation and to think about who might be next. Shady MI5 I want to go fishing. I haven't been fishing myself, Shady MI5, in probably it's got to be at least 3 years. Got a whole bunch of fishing equipment. Just no, there's no real place to go fishing around where I live. I mean, I live in the like a semi-desert. We have a river here, but I'm more of a lake fisher. All right, question 14. Who is Whitey Bulger? Who is Whitey Bulger? Is he A, crime boss, B, a White Castle owner, C, a porn star, or D, a taxi driver? Who is Whitey Bulger? Whitey Bulger. I live by the ocean. We fish all the time. Oh, that'd be cool, Joanne. I'd love to live near the ocean. Crime. I don't know about you guys where y'all live, but in my state, we just did away with the masking mandate, and they're finally starting to open things up to travel and be able to move around. Still have to wear a mask if you get on mass transit or on a flight. Guessing C says shitty MI5 going with porn star. Didn't the wife die shortly after him or the other way around? Calling 41 asks, I'm not sure if she died before him or after. And were they really technically married? E, white wine connoisseur. No masks in the UK. Sorry, don't believe in mask. I still wear a mask so I can ignore people I don't want to see. And I'm just happy that for the fact that the mask mandate has ended in my where I live, because my son is autistic. And when you're autistic, you already have a barrier to reading facial expressions and understanding, and learning. So that's already a barrier. And when you cover up half of your face and he can't, watch the expression or understand the inflection of words because it's all covered up, it already puts him behind the eight ball, so it already slows his learning down even more. So I'm just happy for that. But I'm going to go with happy-nosis. I like to wear a mask so I don't have so don't have to see people. I like masks so I got so used to wearing one. Whenever I went out into public, I'd put one on, even if I wasn't going anywhere where I had to wear one. And unfortunately, though, for when it comes to children like my son, they the school system here just really did not give a rat's behind, about him, and his learning, or what it was going to do to him and all the other kids in his class with disabilities and barriers to education. They're like, nope, we have to treat them all the same. Every one of them has to get the same exact, basically, restrictions. My granddaughter's autistic. As a kid, that wouldn't have been terrible for me with as an autistic, but now it's armor. Hugs to your son. Well, thank you, Carol. Big love to your boy. Well, thank you. All right, who is Whitey Bulger? Whitey Bulger is not a White Castle owner. He's not a porn star, and he's not a taxi driver. He was a crime boss who, with the love, and the help of a good friend with the FBI, got away and went on the run for a long time before he was finally caught. But he was a crime boss. And by the way, this picture right here, you can see a cursor moving around on him. That is a picture of him just after he got kicked out of the Navy. Okay, question 15. What crime did Frank from the movie Fargo commit at his car dealership in the movie? Was it A, oh, I gotta move that. A, murder. B, gosh darn it, selling undercoating on new cars. C, selling stolen parts. Or D, theft by deception. We love the Taco Boy. Taco. I'm gonna have to agree with you on that one, Inner Peace. I love the Taco Boy too. My grandson is autistic and he's enrolled in a special program at public school for kids like him, and he's 3. Well, that's cool. My son is all a 5-year old. 5 years old. I'm on the heavy steroids right now for my heart failure, so I'm considered immune compromised. So masks it is. My mother had what, 3 heart attacks back to back to back shortly after she came to, to live with me and my family here in my house. Man, my heart goes out to you, Tammy. My mother's in the same thing, but she has to mask up because she's not only immune compromised, but she can't get the full dosage of the COVID shot. So her doctor actually got her to take the booster, and then they had to wait 4 weeks and then take the booster again or something like that. They had to do some kind of like regimen where they had to break the boosters down. That was the only way to get her to actually like inoculated, I guess. I've had 2 heart attacks and surgery. I'm sorry, Patty. Oh, I'm really sorry. My mother's issue now is the water retention. Water retention is the biggest issue. But what crime did Frank from the movie Fargo commit at his car dealership in the movie? Look after yourself to look after your family. That's true. Inner Peace says he's guilty. Catholic guilt. It was actually an Oldsmobile dealership. Catholic guilt is real. My father was Roman Catholic, and I was raised Catholic. I am what you call a non-practicing Catholic. You can only do one vaccine. Prayers for your mom. Well, thank you, Carol. The worst is Jewish guilt. Is it worse? Is Jewish guilt worse than Catholic guilt? Because you have the guilt of all of it. My husband has had triple bypass and a stent right carotid clean out, 3 vascular surgeries. Don't give up hope. Yeah, my mother has a. She got the stent. Yes, I'm Jewish, and yes, it is. Your husband's Catholic. Yeah, I think we all have different levels of guilt based on our religion. I think that's part of the whole thing, though. But Catholic guilt is real. All right, what did Frank do? What crime did he commit at his car dealership in the movie? It was D, theft by deception. He would when they came into the office there in this scene where he puts his hands up, he was changing and altering the documents of the VIN numbers of cars that were on the dealership lot. He was in deep shit. All right, question 16. What was Tony Soprano's nightclub called Bada Bing in the TV show Sopranos? True or false? I have a Jewish mom and a Catholic dad. Oi, yeah. I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh at that happy gnosis, but your husband practices the guilt part. Was Tony Soprano's nightclub called the Bada Bing in the TV show The Sopranos? Yada yada yada. I've never seen it. I've never seen a whole episode of the show. It's one of those TV shows and things that there's a lot of them out there that have happened that I've just never seen a complete episode of. I've seen like little highlights here and there, I have no idea what it's about. I mean, obviously it's about the mob, right? But I mean, I haven't watched enough of it to figure out who's who or anything else in the movie. I've never seen it either. It was a good show. I've never seen Breaking Bad either. I've never seen any of those. I've seen highlights, like little clips here and there. I don't watch TV. Don't watch TV, and and on the very rare occasion, if I watch anything on TV at all, I watch Netflix. But every time I turn on the Netflix, I just scroll down until I get the documentaries, and I watch what's on, whatever's showing on in the documentaries. My mom was always made up to the hilt, and her husband was off doing his thing with the mob. Ah, I watch all forensic shows. Yeah, my favorite is Forensic Files, and then the first 48. But that's not really forensic. But first 48. I mean, even the older ones. Don't watch TV with commercials. It was on HBO. I found Sopranos to be too violent. Now, that's one I can agree with Joanne. NCIS with Mark Harmon. Love that show. Love NCIS. My twin sister met Dr. Henry Lee, the famous forensic expert. Wow, that's cool. I think we're the only people who have never watched it. It feels like that some days. All right, was Tony Soprano's nightclub called the Bada Bing in the TV show The Sopranos? The correct answer is A. It is true. Question 17. Oh, yeah, here you go. What is the least likely way to be murdered by a serial killer? Not that it matters because you're dead either way. Is it A, stabbing, B, strangulation, C, shooting, or D, poisoning? Move that so you can actually see D. My sister went to the same school that Lee was a professor at. Just like the Godfather, don't ask what I do for a living. What is the least likely way to be murdered by a serial killer? Not that it matters because you're dead either way. E, zombies. Gotta watch out for the zombie apocalypse. It could happen anytime. Zombie apocalypse. Do, 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 do. Licked to death by kittens. Oh, kitten tongues are weird. They're all buried and stuff. We're living it now, Will. We're living it now. What is the least likely way to be murdered by a serial killer? Not that it matters because you're dead either way. The correct answer for question 17 is D, as in dog. The least likely way to be murdered by a serial killer is to be poisoned. Most serial killers prefer a fast method, so they can move on after they've killed you. Yes, some of them will love to come back and visit you over and over again until your rotten body has disgusted them. I'm just stating the facts, ladies and gentlemen. But D, poisoning is the correct answer. Ted Bundy's VW bug is in Alcatraz Crime Museum. How many other pieces of his crimes have been sold or traded since his death? Now, this does not count obviously the period of time between his sentence and when he was executed. It does not count that block of time. Just since his death, how many of pieces of murder memorabilia, what it's called, have been sold or traded since then? Is it A, 100 items, B, 50 items, C, less than 25, or D, more than 200? Ted Bundy's Volkswagen Bug is in Alcatraz Crime Museum. How many other pieces of his crimes have been sold or traded since his death? There are those creepy eyes again. Yep. Are there any sold more than once? I, Joanne, to tell you the truth, I did not write down if some of these things have been sold or traded multiple times or not. The answer only gave me, a total number. So I'm sorry, can't answer that question. And no, the most of these items, when they do appear on eBay, eBay takes them down. So a lot of these places that sell and trade in murder memorabilia, they have their own websites for it. Who would even want any of his stuff? I don't know. There are people out there that collect this stuff, Louise. Murder memorabilia, they have annual conventions and all kinds of things where people will get together and they'll trade letters and items that came from these from the murderers themselves. It's just like every year we've got Crime Con, which is people who are interested in true crime. They get together and we talk and um, go over crime stories that we like. We meet authors and stuff like that. That's Crime Con. Scott Sharp, I think, went to the one last one like 2 years ago. I think it was, but that's True Crime Loser. He went to the one 2 years ago, I think it was. But they have other conventions just like that for those who are only interested in buying and collecting memorabilia that is associated with or and has provenance that says it came directly from a murderer. I saw a reenactment where he was peppered for prepped for execution. He cried like a baby, and they showed cotton up his ass to put a diaper shoved cotton up his ass. Wow, won't glorify evil. The guy from the Dearly Departed tours. Imagine what a mansplainer buddy would be today. Oh yeah, yeah. He'd be totally into that. Look at the Gacy paintings that sold like hotcakes. Yeah, but a lot of Gacy's paintings, people gathered the day that he was executed and they burned them in the parking lot. They made a big old bonfire and threw them in. Not all of them. There are quite a few of them that are still out there. And I know I saw a video. It was like part of a documentary of a guy who actually had like two or three small paintings or like 8x10s, about that size. Maybe they're the next size up, 9x11. Okay, they were in the background, but they were definitely paintings of Gacy as a clown. He had them, and the guy collects paintings of clowns. And I don't know if you remember who Red Fox is. He was an actor and stand-up comedian. He was on Sanford and Sons. But Red Fox used to do paintings of clowns as well. And the guy had paintings of the original paintings that Red Fox did, and he had the Gacy paintings that were on the wall right behind him in the documentary. One tranquilizer gun. All right, how many of Ted Bundy's pieces of crime memorabilia have been sold or traded since his death? The correct answer, ladies and gentlemen, is A as in apple, 100 items. Doesn't Johnny Depp have one? I do not know the answer to that, Happy Gnosis, if he has one by Gacy or if he has one by Red Fox. I know that Rob Zombie, the singer and horror, aficionado, I know he said at one time he had a lithograph of a Gacy clown, but it wasn't an original. But he had a lithograph of one. But what A and apple as an apple is the correct answer for question 18. Where does the money go? From collector to collector. It doesn't go back to Gacy's family, that's for sure. All right. That lady, Lori Vallow, Daybell, Ryan, Cox. How many other killers are at the Blackfoot Mental Hospital with her currently? Where she is currently residing. How many other murderers are there with her? Is it A, 2, B, 6, C, 8, or D, 10? Rob Zombie follows you on Twitter? Well, that's cool. Bloody hell. Inner peace. That lady, Lori Vallow, Daybell, Ryan Cox. How many other killers are at the Blackfoot Mental Hospital with her currently? Question number 19. I think a lot of the memorabilia that's out there, for murderers, memorabilia, a lot of that stuff, gets passed around, and it's just the money just goes from one collector to another. How they got this stuff in the first place and how they can prove the provenance behind it. I've always wondered, did they have to contact the actual murderer themselves and they got it from them? And then how do they, prove the provenance that it actually came from that individual? Are you ticking off, Happy Gnosis? Okay, folks, I have to go. It's 1:50 a.m. here. Oh, well, you take care, Happy Gnosis. Thank you again for being here with us tonight. How many murderers are at the state mental hospital with Lori Vallow, Daybell, Ryan Cox currently? Property auctions? Could be property auctions. But there's a lot of memorabilia out there that people who sell and trade. It's not just memorabilia from the murders themselves. Crime memorabilia, and I guess one of the top ones is like the Kennedy assassination. Any kind of memorabilia from that. I wonder if she thinks they're dark zombies too. That's a good question, Tammy. It's a good question. I don't know. Do I not know the answer to that one? Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. You taking off, Eileen? You have a great weekend. Thank you for stopping in and playing with us tonight. How many killers are at the Blackfoot Mental Hospital with Lori Vallow? Her, herself, and her. Oh, you're saying hello, goodbye to Happynosis. Oh, I thought you were taking off. We only have one question left. All right, how many killers, murderers, whatever, are with staying at the same mental hospital as Lori Vallow? Louise says, too many to count. LOL. Question number 19. The correct answer is 8. C as in cat. There are 8 other people who are there because they murdered someone else. 8. Now, I don't know how many patients are total at the state mental hospital at Blackfoot. I do not know the answer to that. I just know that there are 8. And all of them have been deemed to not able to aid in their own defense, and they're all murders from inside of the state of Idaho. So they haven't been transferred there from another state. They all killed people in the state of Idaho. All right, question number 20. What country has the most active serial killers, caught serial killers, and dead ones as well? Is it A, Canada, B, the United States, C, Colombia, or D, the Soviet bloc countries? What country has the most active serial killers, caught serial killers, and dead ones as well? Starfire, good evening. We're doing it this way right now, Starfire, in case you're wondering why you see this, and here's my hand. Hi. I'm waving to you. Technical difficulties. So we're for some reason I can't get the other software to work, or it's YouTube. One of two. Why do I think Janice is in Janice is in Janice or Janice? 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 It could be all three of them, I guess. Is in Canada, probably. She's hoping it's the United States. I hope it's America. Gotta be America. I mean, we have to be number one at something, right? Gotta be number one at something. Does it have to be this one, though? Maybe it's Colombia. There's a lot of people do a lot of sketchy things down there in Colombia. A lot of cocaine, you know, drugs, drug wars. Maybe they got the most, dead ones and the most active serial killers. And does it have to be America? Oh, that's right. It's all right. We've got the most of something else already. I'm moving the camera in case you haven't noticed. I lowered my chair. Forgot. So I sat back down in it. I've been standing the entire time right next to the camera when I had it over there by the other monitor. I haven't told you the answer to question 20 yet. All right, the answer to question 20 is yes. the United States of America. B as in boy is the correct answer to question 20. We're number one at other things, but we're also number one with the most active serial killers, the most caught serial killers, and the most dead serial killers. We are number one. We're number one. We're number one. Here in America, we know how to do two things. We know how to breed serial killers, and we know how to overcharge for medical. God bless us. Got back and read mine. Contract hits should be included there. But I'm sure we're up there on contract hits as well. I'm sure there are other things that we're number one in. But we certainly know how to medical and prescriptions. Yeah. Did you see Josh Duggar wants an extension on his sentencing date? He wanted to delay it, Louise. There are multiple things that they still. I'm sorry if I'm too close to the camera there. Hold on. Don't need for you guys to be looking up my nostril. There. Much better. There are multiple issues before Josh Duggar can be sentenced that still need to be resolved. And they haven't resolved a single one of them. And we are on the 18th now. We got maybe 10 open court dates that are left before the April 5th date when sentencing is supposed to take place. And we haven't resolved any of them. So filing or wanting an extension, it's most likely going to happen anyways. But it all depends. They could go into court and wrap up all of the motions that his attorneys have already filed beforehand. They could take care of them, in one or two of those dates, and then we could still be on track for the April 5th sentencing date. But if they don't get into the federal court, if they don't get into court in front of the judge, sentencing has got to be delayed beyond the 5th. So, but did I actually see it? No, I didn't. Linda, good evening, Linda. Hi, Will. How's everything going this evening? Well, Linda, to tell you the truth, we had a lot of technical difficulties, but we finally got through the crime trivia for tonight. I know it's not my internet service right now. It's got to be something else. It's got to be either the Restream, which is the streaming software that I use. It's kind of like the middleman between YouTube and my studio. It's got to be something, because it certainly ain't working the way it's supposed to. Solar flare could be an EMT, electromagnetic, or something. EMP, electromagnetic pulse. Or this could be my shocking personality. I don't know. I just know it wasn't working. I went inside my house. I got luckily for tonight, I had my IT, a consultant. My daughter was home, so she came outside and tried to help me. But I'm like, I'm looking at my internet, and I'm like, I've got 5 out of 5 bars, and everything on my end is working perfect. But no one had any video. Then they didn't have any sound, and then they didn't have both. I don't know. It still has been fun. Well, good, Carol. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Do we have the most transgender Olympians? Yeah, I don't know. Don't know about the statistics on that. Yeah, and if you see it go light and dark, it's because I have the camera that right now is set on the I have the filter set to defer light source, and I haven't turned that light off behind me yet. It's actually to this side. See that black thing right there? These black things here are studio lights. They got some massive bulbs in them. Expensive as heck. I keep on telling myself I got to change over to like LEDs or something because the bulbs in these things cost like 75 bucks a piece. They're not cheap. Thanks for the chat, Time Will. You guys are great to play with. Thank you, Inner Peace. Well, thank you, Rocky Road Lady. I'm glad you could be here with us tonight. Patty, enjoyed this. Thank you. You're welcome. For hungry for ice cream. Bamp. Well, that's what these things are. Look at this. I'll take one of these bulbs out. Which something here's the remote control. We all know what a standard size remote control is for your television. Okay, that's how big this bulb is, and I'm holding it up right at the bottom. See the base right here, so it's like even across right there. That's how much bigger these bulbs are. These things cost 75 bucks a piece. They have other ones that are like these ones that are cheaper, but they're not the soft, the soft light. They're the more towards like the bulbs that you would get, like the old curly key ones you'd put in your regular light fixture. They have that kind of fluorescent light, but these ones are soft white and they're dimmable. Well, they're so expensive. I mean, but you can retrofit these things to LEDs. And I keep on telling myself I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to get them. I mean, they sell the kit on Amazon, and they're not that expensive. The kit's like 13 bucks to convert them, over to the LED. But I just keep on forgetting to do it. Thank you, Skedinona. Thank you for being here tonight. I'm glad you had fun. Crazy huge, says Patty. They are. These two here, the ones that are these black lights here, cases that you see. Those ones are the small ones. The one that's above me, that's actually over to this side, up from that black thing, and over that way. But those ones are even bigger, and it's on probably setting number 2 right now. You can't be in here too much with them because it heats this space up. It'll turn this place into like 75 degrees in like 20 minutes. Aren't LED lights supposed to last like forever? Yeah, Linda. I can't remember, but I think the ones that they sell on Amazon, you have to buy the kit to convert it over, and it's less than 20 bucks for the conversion kit. And then the LEDs themselves, I think they come with like a 15 or 20-year warranty. And of course Amazon will be more than happy to sell you an extended like 4-year or 5-year warranty on top of it. But I can't remember what that is. I mean, I've looked it up a couple of times and just never gotten around to doing it yet. It's not that I'm busy, just I keep on forgetting to do it. Just like this microphone here, it's off. This is off right now, by the way. We're using the mic on this camera, but this microphone, I had it for a year and a half, and I kept on forgetting to buy a new cable for it, and I finally did. Nothing is forever. No, no, it's not. But they do last a heck of a lot longer than the regular light bulbs. They're supposed to be a lot more energy efficient too, like use less electricity to operate. I think they work on like basically a 60 watt or less, where these ones are. This is equivalent to a 150 watt bulb, and these are the small ones. The ones that are up here, the one that's I only have one on right now, but those ones, I mean, they're almost twice the length and about that big around. I don't have anything here for like comparison size, but no, nothing. At least nothing I can see. Um, they're bigger in circumference than a lava lamp. They're bigger, total size than a lava lamp, taller with the base and everything than a lava lamp. Amazon likes to get their money. Now, Jeff Bezos needs his billions. He didn't become a billionaire by mistake. He found a much better mousetrap than the other guy out there. He found a way to incorporate everything, and then he decided people are going to want more things than just books. So he started to expand out. I sold on the Amazon platform for 10 years. I was a third party fulfillment agent on Amazon. I started selling on Amazon when they had letter Z as in Zorro, Z stores, when they had auctions and they had, fixed price listings. And then they did away with auctions. And then eventually they did away with Z stores altogether. Good night, Carol. You have a great weekend if I don't see you before. And thank you again, Carol, for stopping in and playing trivia with us tonight. Can't stand JB. He's so selfish. Sal S. Singleton, how you doing? How you doing? I hope you had a wonderful week. I'm in the wrong business, Linda says. Yeah. It was, but it was fun while it lasted. When I used to sell on Amazon, Abe, Alvarez, my own website, and then I had my own retail location as well, brick and mortar store. I liked it while I had it. I still have a lot of inventory that's in the basement of my house. It's all in these airtight tubs. But so, it's not like the moisture or anything downstairs in the basement is getting to it. I gave it all to my daughter, what was left over. It's not much, but probably about, if I had to guess, probably 9,000 items total. Linda used to sell Tupperware. I need to find myself a Tupperware agent. Not really. I don't need any new Tupperware. I collect 1970s Tupperware, and not just to look at it. I actually use it. So I've gotten like the pitcher, Tupperware pitchers, measuring cups, measuring spoons. They're all the burnt orange color and yellow. My mother-in-law has the avocado green ones, the same stuff. And then I have like the mixing bowls with the big lids and stuff like that. Massive freaking bowls. I don't know why you need a bowl that big, but I have it. I'm still fighting COVID, but doing okay. Enjoying the video. Well, thank you. Well, I hope you're getting over the COVID. That, 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 COVID stuff sucks. I've been there. It's not fun. battery needs plugging in, but the tune. Hey, look, it's a lot clearer if I put my glasses on. Surprise, surprise. Who knew? If I find a lot of air museum and old airfields, I might do it. It's getting collectible. A lot of the older Tupperware. I've been wanting to let you know that there is a new rapper called K Dog. That rapper is from Houston. Is he? Is there a K Dog from Houston? Huh? Louise collects old Fisher Price toys. Jennifer Hill likes the avocado green. You know, the very first thing. This is how I got into the collecting and getting and buying the Tupperware, the older pieces like that. Was the very first thing I got was an actual Tang, glass pitcher with the orange Tupperware top, and it got tipped over, and the Tupperware top actually cracked. I've never seen a piece of Tupperware in my life break before. So I started searching everywhere for that, a new Tang pitcher. I finally got one. I have it in the house. We don't use it for Tang. We use it for orange juice, actual real orange juice. But gave my sister gave me crap because I've always wearing my glasses on my head like a headband. I do that a lot too. I'll be walking around like this, and then I'm like looking for my glasses, trying to figure out where I put them. Good old Tang. It was the drink of astronauts. I was told so as a child. The astronauts drank Tang. If I drank enough Tang, I could be an astronaut someday. Blast from the past. Yeah, but that was the first thing that got me into it. And then I met some people, who actually collect, like real big collectors of like Tupperware and like vintage, like housewares, and they actually run. They have a couple tables in a different, like a flea market, and then they also have a booth in a like what do they call it, kind of a collectible store, antique mall. Louise, your mom used to make you Tang. I've worn two pairs of glasses at the same time and still can't find my glasses. I haven't gotten that bad. I haven't gotten that bad yet. Yeah, I've definitely done that though. No lifetime guarantee anymore. Hmm. I mean, I wish the dumb thing is when I was younger, probably in my early 20s, I had a lot of Tupperware and I had a lot of dishes and stuff that had probably taken my mom like a lifetime to collect, and I got it all, and I gave it away or sold it at yard sales. This is back like the early 90s. I just didn't need it. Didn't see the value in it. And now as I've got, I get older, I look back on it and I long for those items that I used to have when I was younger. Kind of weird, but that's my life. I've had fun playing this game. Good night. Stay well and God bless. Well, thank you, Cindy Nelson. You have a good night. And thank you for joining us. And hope you have a terrific weekend. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to wrap this up here and say thank you to everybody who did join us tonight. Sorry about the technical difficulties, and if I knew how to fix it, I definitely will. I would, because I don't know how the hell I'm going to do, Saturday and Sunday. I mean, I guess I could do Sunday the same way, where I point the camera at the other monitor. I guess the two monitors come in handy, right? Oh wow, I still have all the stuff I've thrown out. But we're gonna work on it, tonight, and hopefully I get it fixed by tomorrow morning. I don't know. If I The only thing I can think of is to reboot the entire system. Like my daughter was telling me, if in order to do that, I have to I have to log out of everything, and then try to restart it all and see if it works. It's the only thing I can do. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, PDT. So judge accordingly, or adjust accordingly to whatever time zone you might be in. But everyone, thank you again for being here tonight. I hope that you all had fun, and I will see you again soon. Peace to you, Kay McCoy. Peace to you. God's will be with you.